Good morning, Hank. It's Tuesday, July 7th, and this is not some kind of fancy camera trick. I am really that pale. So Hank, I'm going to do a Question Tuesday today, but instead of answering a lot of questions quickly, I'm going to answer a few questions lengthily. But before I do that, I have to change shirts because right now I match the wall. Movie magic! Was Brotherhood 2.0 initially your idea, or was it Hank's? Well, the initial idea was mine, but it has to be said that I have a crazy idea at least once every 45 minutes, and I count on Hank to be like, that is a terrible idea, and when I pitched him the idea for Brotherhood 2.0, he was like, that is not terrible. So we did it. What did you do before you became an author? For most of my post-college life, I worked at this wonderful magazine called Booklist, but I also worked as a hospital chaplain at a children's hospital, and I worked at like a Steak and Shake doing the graveyard shift, which I do not recommend. I mean, honestly, if anyone is thinking of dropping out of college, get thee to Steak and Shake. What are the best books for aspiring writers to read as inspiration? I'm gonna have to say my books. In fact, I'm gonna have to say that the best way to get inspired to write is to buy 20 or 30 copies of each of my books. I'm sorry, you know, once you finish a book, they want you to transform from an extraordinarily pale nerd who sits in a basement and writes all day to some kind of like selling machine. So I'm trying to practice a little bit, but really all I want to do is stay home, make videos, eat Peeps, and hang out with Willie. What's the meanest thing you ever did to Hank? I think I might have tried to kill him with a hammer once when we were little. Wait, or did he try to kill me? I'm calling Mom. Hey, it's John. Quick question for you. Did I try to kill Hank with a hammer when I was little? He tried to kill me! Pwned. Did I ever try to kill Hank in any way at all? Oh, I did. Shucks. What did I specifically do to try to kill him, though? I tried to smother him. That's just hugging. That's not killing. These are all very bad behaviors, like it's bad to pour red cough syrup all over the bedspread, but it's nothing like Hank trying to murder me with a hammer. Well, I'm sure I was being irritating, but he tried to kill me with a hammer. I feel like I'm really getting the short end of the stick here. Like, you're like, oh, well, he did try to murder you with a hammer, but there was that one time that you spilled red cough syrup on the bedspread and then gave him a big hug. I'm sorry if I tried to smother Hank by giving him a hug because I loved him so much and then he tried to kill me with a hammer. Okay, so there you have it. According to my mom, the meanest thing Hank ever did to me was try to kill me with a hammer, and the meanest thing I ever did to him was spill some red cough syrup on his bedspread and then hug him too hard. And yet somehow Mom seems to be making the case that I was somehow the inferior sibling. How often do you get recognized? Does it make you feel happy or slightly awkward? I get recognized pretty often if I'm in a big public space, but it doesn't make me either happy or slightly awkward. It's just kind of nice to meet a nerdfighter. Like the other day I was standing in line for the Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland and someone tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Are you from YouTube?" And then his little brother who'd never heard of Nerdfighters looked up at me and said, "Are you wearing a disguise?" And I was like, nope. These are real. What advice do you have for writers who can't seem to finish their books? Not much. I mean, it took me 4 years to finish Looking for Alaska, so I'm clearly not an expert in the field of finishing. Just keep at it. Can I have one of the advanced reader's copies of Paper Towns? No, because I don't have any. In fact, the people who already won advanced reader's copies of Paper Towns are still waiting for them, a situation which I hope to rectify tomorrow. However, I do have 3 of these very beautiful and very rare Paper Towns discussion guides, which I flagrantly stole from my publisher and then like literally like put in my shirt and walked out the convention center. So if anybody wants one of these, which actually will be really helpful and interesting when you read the book, leave me a question in comments that I can answer when I do one of these next. By the way, do you guys like the paperback cover of An Abundance of Catherines? Coming out on August 8th for a mere $3.99.